Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube. And it's time to talk about the Tulsa King, Season 1, Episode 9, the season finale. I'm here with Ginger Greek, my hombre, my cancelleri, so to speak. How you doing, my son?
Very well, despite the cold, very well. Thanks.
Well, this has been a tremendous first season. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Last couple of episodes have been a bit short for my liking because as soon as this episode started, I thought 36 fucking minutes. Are you kidding me for a season finale? Season finale need to be long, not short. And this was a short one, and they kind of it made sense with the way they wrapped it and scenarios up, so to speak, like with the Inverness family and all of that, and mainly just keeping the Black McAdams family as the big bad of this particular season. But overall, it was wrapped up more quicker than I anticipated, more quicker than I liked. I felt there was a lot to do. I felt there could have been a lot more fleshing out in this episode, so to speak. But nevertheless, a fantastic first season. Sylvester Stallone on probably the best form he's been on in years, in my opinion. I mean, this is without doubt his new baby, so to speak. Great show. What did you think?
Well, firstly, on the last episode, I was very disappointed with the last episode. I thought it was a weak ending to an otherwise perfect show, which segues into my thoughts overall. I've absolutely loved this show. Did not expect it to be as good as it was. Came out of nowhere, but I think this is where Stallone belongs, whether he wants to believe it or not. In the land of TV and the streaming platforms, where it's got a lot more freedom, less restrictions on what kind of stuff he could do, and his performances were just amazing. The range, the comedy, the drama, the seriousness, his emotions, everything. I absolutely thought this is easily one of his best things he's ever done for me,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
can't
like
wait for the
yeah.
next season.
His mannerisms, those gangster mannerisms, were just
The way
there.
he adjusts
Yeah,
his suit all the time, the way
yeah,
he carries himself,
yeah,
he brings that old school in so well. Like you really are taken back to that time of the 80s and the 70s and the height of the mafia kind of families. And it just, Stallone, because he's such an action, he's always kind of been uh, s- what's the word I'm looking for? Pigeonholed into
yeah.
action films. It's always kind of gotten away as to what a phenomenal actor he is. I mean, just look at
Hmm.
Copland, and how good he was in that. And like Stallone is a legit brilliant actor who doesn't get the respect he deserves, and he showed it in this.
First Blood for me, First Blood, even though it is in like the Rambo saga became an action saga. First Blood, his performance in that is phenomenal, especially at the end when he breaks down in front of the general and he talks about all his teammates being killed and how he can't come back to America and get a decent job and people are throwing shit at him and stuff like that, even though he was fighting for them. Phenomenal performance. It's worth going on YouTube just to see that particular scene alone. Fantastic. Obviously, playing a dumb fucking Rocky, a dumb fuck with a heart. A lot of people initially thought that's who Sylvester Stallone is. He's a
Yeah,
million miles away from that.
no,
He's a
again,
very intelligent guy. Yeah,
but again, it just shows you his range because look at the character he plays in Rocky. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
happy-go-lucky, dumb kind of boxer type. And then you see like just when his career was like on the downward spiral, he hits us with Copland, and you remember, fucking hell, Stallone is just such a brilliant actor.
yeah, yeah. And he's had like all types of. It was a movie. It was a movie called Fist as well, where it was or was it Paradise Alley? One of those two films, and he was trying to like show some of his range as well, and even like did the old man makeup routine and stuff like that. I think it was about to do with unions and gangsters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't
Even
think I've
stuff
ever
like
seen that.
Tango and Cash, where he's playing like a very bright, intelligent, money making cop. You know what I mean? Who seems to be very cool and suave and sophisticated. Against the ruggedness of Kurt Russell. With the chalk and cheese personas and stuff like that. There is there's a lot about him. People that realize he's a really good actor, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
But even Oscar, his comedy chops in Oscar, I don't get the hate that film gets. I absolutely love the film Oscar. I think it's hilarious, and he was the best thing in it by far.
I think for me, when it comes to comedy, this is his best comedy. Like
Yeah,
Tulsa King, the black comedy of Tulsa King is is really what I appreciate about him. I'd love to see him in the Tarantino. I really would. I
Mhm.
think he would gobble that up. I don't know what he could play, but I'd love to see him in a Tarantino for sure. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot there's still a lot to come from Sylvester Stallone at this stage. But we did find out at the beginning of this episode, by the way, why he went to jail. I still don't understand what the hell was to do with that dude who was like in that building. They're beating the fuck. We see Chuck and what's his face, Vinny beating the fuck out of that guy, but we don't know why he was having the fuck beaten out of him. Manny was there trying to stop it all, and
I
then
think he just he was behind on his payments or something, and they just
yeah,
beat him up.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then like Stallone does the sort of like the sort of, he kills him just so he doesn't burn to death, and then he ends up going to jail for that shit, and that's why we find that way he ends up in jail. But I really wish they did some de-aging there because Chuck and, and Vinny and Manny, they both still look like they're all three of them look like
yeah,
they're in their
yeah,
50s. You
yeah.
know
The
what I mean?
agent was just, you know, it was non-existent there. Um, I yeah, that scene again, like we didn't need it. We didn't
Yeah,
need
we
the
didn't need it.
exposition. We really didn't need it. It's like you kind of ruin. That's what I find annoys me with a lot of shows. Is you ruin the mystique of the past. You leave it to one person's imagination. Like I always harken back to. Finally, we're talking about Tarantino again, but the briefcase. Never explain
Yeah,
what's in that briefcase. Just lets people run wild with it, and the internet had a lot of fun with it. It's the same with people's past. Like we get it. He went to jail because of a thing that happened. We don't need to see it. The visual there is just pointless.
exactly. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we never needed it in the first place. If anything, it just made him a bit too straight laced for my liking.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? You know what I mean? So and all of that, and the whole saga with Chuck and Vinny and Goody as well when they come to Tulsa because it's just them three on their own for fuck's sake. You would have thought they would have brought a crew with them. You know what I mean? You don't just come
yeah,
on your own. You know, you bring a fucking crew with you. You know, fucking Dwight. Especially what Goody told Dwight when he was there initially on his own. He would have told him, look, you know, what I mean, he's setting up shop here. Like you know, he then eventually won't need us anymore. So, but yeah, just them three come on their own. No wonder they got fucking shaken down by Dwight and told to fuck off, you know, back to New York. You know, they had no chance against him. But I did like the fact that Dwight told him, "This is my town."
yeah,
You know what I mean? And get the fuck out of it. And he took Goody with him as well.
yeah. And Goody came on his side as well, which was good.
But it's weird though because I do feel it's you know, can you trust him? You know what I mean? He's so easy to switch sides.
This is it. He'll
But
probably come into play into the next season, like pretending like he's on Manfredi's side, and then playing, you know, or playing both sides.
yeah, I mean, it's good that they never dealt with Chuck too much in this episode because they do need somebody. They do need a returning antagonist,
Yeah,
so to speak,
yeah, yeah. I
and
agree.
Chuck and Vinny will definitely will be that for but for next week and sorry for next season. And it was I did I did like the fact they didn't kill them off. I really thought they were going to kill them off, but that particular ploy goes towards the Black Adam gang. I almost called them Black Adam gang, but you
Hmm.
know, slip of the tongue. I've done that a few times. But it's the Black Adam gang. Wall Trip. He's got a shitload of money. The FBI have got his a copy of his stuff, and they're looking into his funds. Dwight tells Bodie to steal his money. He does steal his money. Waltrip loses his shit. He's so on edge right now. He's even killing off his own members who speak up against him or ask questions. You know, but we do get near the end of this episode, like the big fight at the end. And it just shows you how unbalanced these motherfuckers are. Like they come into the fucking bar revving their engines and shit. They haven't learned a goddamn thing, you know,
Yeah,
and they get they get set up and blown to fucking pieces.
yeah. And
You
also, you
know,
think the ATF
yeah.
would be keeping an eye on like things at that bar and everything going on around them to the point where they wouldn't get a chance to kind of get into this gunfight thing. But of course, we needed our big action scene which was disappointing. If I'm being honest, it was over too quick.
Mate, what the fuck are they playing Phil Collins, mate? Seriously, like
That was the
seriously,
best part.
really? I'm thinking to
That was the
myself,
best part because it was so out of place.
oh god, like not that, like I don't know, like it just like I've heard that they love using that song. By the way, they've used that song for so many fucking films and television shows
It
way
doesn't
back.
go
I
with
think
anything.
it doesn't go with anything. It's a
Anything.
good tune, yeah, yeah. It's a good tune and all of
It's a great
that.
song, but it just not for a film.
And like, I was surprised none of Manfredi's guys died. But you can see why he was called the general, by the way. But he gave that rallying speech in the bar, didn't he? You know, what I mean,
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
general and stuff like that. You could either fight or you could face your fears. And he's like, the fuck, oh, hello, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can still see you, mate. You're fine. You're fine.
Shit, tapping my table. I did something.
Oh,
I think I
well, I can
switched it.
still
I
see
did.
you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I can see you're fine. You're
my
absolutely
main
fine.
monitor, my main monitor switched off for some reason.
Oh, you must have
Uh,
loosened up a wire or something.
Oh god, all right, yeah, well that doesn't matter. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, my camera is there, but now I'm looking that way a little bit,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so but yeah, that was a good particular moment. Shows you why he's the leader. Love that moment between him and Tyson as well. Tyson said, I would just do my cabbing, smoke some weed, do it all again. You gave me purpose. It's nice. He really seems like the sort of gangster you would want to work for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It makes it very appealing,
And he's a
despite all
very
the
progressive.
shit they went through.
And I mentioned in one of my previous reviews and like how like he's a very progressive gangster. He doesn't care that if you're Italian or not, as long as you can offer something to this group of people, this family, you're in. So black guys are in, Native Americans are in, rednecks are in. I mean,
Yeah.
stoners are in. You know what I mean? As long as you got hippie chicks with tats all over them, they're in. You know what I mean? As long as you got something to offer, you're in, and I like that. Yeah, and you can
You
see
see
everyone's
that?
happy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is woke done properly. It's pertinent to the story, and when you think about it as well, it makes sense. He's in Tulsa. He's in the middle of nowhere. He's not going to get any Italian Americans apart from the guy from his past. So it makes
Uh-huh.
perfect sense for him to be progressive and open minded and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to get whoever I can in my gang because I'm going to need people. I can't be picky about who I am and all this kind of stuff. And you just see, like, as he learns as he goes as well, the way he talks to people, understanding about the different like the cultural things. And I just think it's just so well. Everything's like really well thought out. In how to approach even things like social issues, like the dynamic between the father and the son, and the dad being scared for his son being with the gangster and all that. All that stuff was just done like really, really well. Talking about the Native Americans and their land and police not having any jurisdiction on them, all this kind of stuff, and just yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
because with getting the Native Americans in allows them to have casinos because
Yeah,
there's some sort of law regarding that, regarding Native Americans being able to have
yeah,
casinos and
they're
stuff
allowed
like
to
that.
have gambling licenses on their properties.
Yeah, so you just fine. There you go. I'll just get that guy Jimmy, the one who makes the apricot jelly. Yeah, here
Yeah,
you go, mate. I mean, I'll hook you in, and now we got a casino going. Like you see his style and stuff like that. He's very endearing, Dwight Manfredi. You want to work for this
absolutely.
guy.
Yeah,
And so it all came to when it all does come to an end. Obviously, he tries to make up with Stacy, gives her $1 million from obviously the money obviously comes from the Wall Trip fund. And then, by the way, I like the way how he killed Wall Trip. By the way, I saw that
I
hole in the
like
wall.
that
And I
bit.
thought,
That was great,
yeah,
and the emotion
yeah.
he put when he pulls that trigger and all this kind of stuff.
Well, he
That
blows his brains out for good measure, just to make sure there's no
yeah,
no comeback for you. You're dead. You know what I mean? And all of that. But the thing with him and Stacy, like obviously the moment Stacy got shot, it was going to be revealed. The Fed would find out that her and her and Dwight were having a relationship of sorts. Intimacy definitely was on
yeah,
did happen between them two. But the only way she could come back to being an agent again is if she gives up Manfredi. Claims that he bribed her. Even though he gave that money as like a gift to her.
yeah.
The money that Bodhi stole from the hacking and stuff like that. And it's a bit of a sad ending because even though we had the 3 months later epilogue, and we see him finally meet his grandkids, which was nice. Son-in-law wasn't there for some reason. Well, hopefully that will get answered at some point.
Yeah.
But he seemed to like made up with his daughter as well and all of that. It was good to see that his real daughter was there as well. She was the cowgirl.
Yeah, the blonde
Yeah,
girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and he's got that bond with that horse as well, because
Yeah.
he's seen that throughout the whole season. That horse has been around. He saved the horse. He finally mounts the horse. All of that. There's a lot of symbolism there. And
Mm.
then he goes into his bar and he has his drinks and Mitch is there. Oh, by the way, the guy who plays Mitch, he's the same kid from Tron Legacy. He played Jeff Bridges' son.
Oh, that's where I recognize him from.
Yeah, he's a really
Ah,
good actor, by the way. He's
yeah,
a
really
really
good.
good actor. I love it. I love seeing these pretty boy actors go out of their way to show that, you know what, I'm not just a pretty boy actor. I'm not just a pretty face. I'm a fucking actor. You know what I mean? And I love it. So when I see people like Zac Efron, or even back in the day Brad Pitt, when he was doing stuff like California and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Brad Pitt is just one of the goats. Let's
Yeah,
be
for
honest.
sure. His range is superb. So and all of that. So yeah, but nevertheless, yeah, that guy, that's him. Obviously he's an ex-con as well, and he sings a song for Dwight and all of that. Dwight ends up having to go outside the bar because somebody's there to meet him, and it's Stacy, and she like sets him up, and it's gone full circle. He's left jail at the beginning of the episode, or beginning of the season, and he's back in jail at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll be in jail for too long.
No.
There's not much tying him to that money. You know
No.
what I mean? You know,
No. He could easily spin it to be like, well, I was set up. I didn't send that money. You can't prove it was me. The
hmm
card could be written by anyone. They could have copied my. There's plenty of plausible deniability there. I mean, they have to prove that his actions got the money to them, all this kind of stuff. And if Dwight is smart, he'd know to cover the tracks. Because what you do is you put all that money into crypto, and then you exchange the crypto, and then you take it back out as dollars. That would be the smart way, because then it gets lost. You can't find it after that, I think. But I liked the ending. I thought it was a really good turn of events, because in the end, this woman who has a history of just being like unhinged and unprofessional, and problems with alcoholism and relationships, all this kind of stuff, in the end saves her own skin and dobs him in. And I thought that's fantastic for her. Adds another layer to her character, makes you want to see what she's going to do in the next season, rather than just being some one-off kind of love interest that then kind of helped Manfredi. So you want to see what she does in the next season. You want to see what happens in the next season. Then you still got all the gangsters in New York. Again, I'm with you on that. I'm so glad that the only resolution that came from that was just them, Dwight telling him to go away. This is his town, kind of thing, and he has no connection to the family anymore. Leaves that nice and wide open. So there, there was nice little seeds planted that wants people to come in. I was afraid that because Stallone found it quite tiring doing this show, that they were going to play it safe and tie up all the loose ends at the end, and then you'd have to kind of build new things in the next season. But I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they just left it wide open with so many avenues to explore.
yeah. And I just want to give Paramount Plus a lot of credit. I've recently signed up to them because they're doing a really good deal where you
Okay.
get 50% off for a year. So and only being there like £34 for a whole year's worth of Paramount
Very
Plus.
good.
You know what I mean? And I got to say, they got a lot of good shit on there, man. They really do. And I've been watching Yellowstone. I'm not sure if you've been watching that yet.
I'm not going to watch it, but I've heard good things about it.
It's fucking. It's like the modern day version of Dallas. That's the only
Cool.
way I could explain. And it's written by the same guy who wrote the Tulsa King. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And
right.
yeah, it's different, obviously. And Kevin Costner, he's just superb. You know what I mean? The guy knows how to ride a horse, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really good. Like it's set in Montana. It's very, very beautiful. But that's that particular show. But like, some of the stuff Paramount Plus is coming up with, it looks really good. Considering Netflix is all over the fucking place at the moment.
Mate,
You know what I mean?
Netflix was the biggest loser of 2022, and I only have it for my mum. So my mum couldn't have something to watch, because for her, she just puts on the old rom-coms, or bunch of foreign stuff that they have, and she loves it. So It's the only reason I keep it. Otherwise, I would have ditched them and I would have signed up to Apple TV because Apple TV is coming in thick and hard with some great shows like Slow Horses. Um, oh god damn it! I forgot my list, but Black.
I want to see
Oh,
that
whatever it's
football
called.
show.
Huh?
The football one about the American coach who
I
took
didn't.
over.
Yeah, if you like football, you'll hate this show. It's
Oh,
bad.
really?
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
I didn't like it. There's an actor in there, not to sound like a racist, but there's an Asian actor in there who he irritates me for some reason.
Is
And
it that Kamal and that Kamal guy
not
from?
Kamal Nanjiani guy. No. He's a British Asian actor, but I've seen him in loads of stuff, and he just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Not the fat funny guy. I love him.
no what's his name, Slumdog Millionaire guy.
No. I love him. I absolutely love that actor. Hang on. Give me 1 second, and I'll find it for you. Right, Jason Sudeikis, whatever his fucking name.
Jason Sudeikis.
Well, that's not the name of the actor, but that's the name of the guy that plays in that Ted Lasso show.
Oh, that's it.
So another guy from from that show, Brett Goldstein. He's the one they cast to play Hercules in Thor. Oh, that's
Yeah,
it. Nick Mohammed.
Nick
That's the guy.
Mohammed.
Yeah.
Mate, I once came across a Muhammad Patel, and that one left my head scratching, bro. You know what I mean?
Mohammed Patel. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
how is that possible? It was
Would
when I
a
was doing
Pakistani
telesales
marry
back
a
in.
Hindu?
I
An
don't know,
Indian?
but or he would. But it's a masculine name, isn't it? Muhammad, and the surname's Patel. So
Yeah. Well, I
maybe,
mean, Mohammed could be a surname and a first name. It's usually a first name.
yeah. I just remember I used to do telesales back in the day, and this name popped up on my screen, and Muhammad Patel. I almost started laughing my ass off. Anyway, back to the show.
Back to
Time
the
to
show.
market. Time to market. I'm going to mark episode first, then season second. What are you going to give episode 9?
Episode 9, I have to give it a 3 out of 10 overall. The only parts that I thought were really good were the little seeds planting at the end. Before that, I just felt it kind of rushed through everything, and it was poorly planned in areas.
I agree with you, not with the marking, but definitely agree with you. Like, there's something annoys me how final episodes rush fucking everything. Like, I think final episodes need to be a finale and you give it more time, no, not less time. Something like
Yeah.
this episode. When I saw 36 minutes, I was so angry. Like, this episode needs to be an hour long. You know what I mean? It needs to
Yeah.
be an hour long, get a lot of shit done. Yeah, all of that. But no, we made it 36 minutes and we just flew through everything. And he just made the biker gang, or the Black Adder gang, they seem like such chumps. Like
It
they
did.
really did.
Yeah.
They did.
I didn't like him as a villain anyway. I thought the guy that played him, it was just again another pantomime villain compared to Chicky, who was really good. This guy was just, he's just been set up to die at the end, and thank God as well, because I couldn't have had him in another season. He was doing my nutting. It was just a bit too over the top. But that being said, they could have focused a bit more on like the Adder gang, just maybe fucking saying, screw this shit. We'll have a fight with the FBI. We'll have a fight with the ATF. Could have really shown their menace, kind of thing.
I really want to see the clan next season. Put the
That would be
fucking clan
great.
in. I would love to see the clan. I'm gonna give episode 9 a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I just find the show very endearing. That even when it's not that great, which the last 2 episodes haven't been, it's still. And this is probably the lowest mark I've given this whole show. I've been giving these episodes 7s and 8s most of the time, even 9s.
Yeah.
And this is the lowest mark. But unfortunately, a lot of the times, it's very hard to make the landing stick. And unfortunately, this show was that. There's too much wrap up, and you can't give a finale 36 minutes when other episodes have been like 45, 50 minutes long. It's just not right. It just ain't
Not right.
cricket.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you gonna give season 1?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. The two marks I take away is one for the final episode and two for the Blackadder as villains. And
Blackadder,
that,
huh?
yeah, just call him Blackadder.
Baldrick, huh? The
Yeah.
Baldrick getting killed at the end.
But other other than that, yeah, fantastic show. So 8 out of 10 overall.
Yeah, I'll go with that. 8 out of 10, fantastic. Love seeing Stallone in the television show. It's refreshing. It's great, and it kind of reminds us that he is a very good actor who's been in this business for most of his life and knows what he's doing. And he was born to play a role like this. It's really good
Hmm.
to see him play, a really cool sort of anti-hero, so to speak. I love it, and he's not running around, showing off his muscles like he's been doing for most of his career. He's showing what a good actor he is, and I very much appreciate that. Um, good supporting cast as well. I like Tyson. I like Bodie.
Yeah,
I like
Bodie
that.
was my favorite.
But Bodie was good. You know, yeah, there's some good characters, and even other people like Chuck and Vinny. And Vinny was in Boardwalk Empire. He's got that face of a gangster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, he played Lucky Luciano in Boardwalk Empire. So it's good to see
Oh,
him back in.
okay.
So good to see him in this. I can't wait for season 2. I was looking into season 2 prior to we to doing this recording, and apparently they might start filming soon, which I don't know what the fuck that means. But they're
Yeah.
hoping that season 2 comes out by the end of 2023, which I doubt it. Probably early 2024. If
Okay,
that's
that's
the
all right.
case,
You can't
they're a lot
rush.
more.
Don't
They're
rush
more
it.
efficient.
Yeah.
Paramount's
Don't.
way more efficient than other streaming services. They like to get their shit out. You know what I mean? They don't like to wait like 2-3 years a season. Mate, we're not fucking Wolverine here. We're not fucking Immortal. Get this shit on
Yeah.
the. You know what I mean? Get this shit out, man. Like, back in our day, a season was every fucking year, not
Hmm?
every 2 or 3 years. Back in the
Yeah, it
day,
was
a
every
season was
every
every
year.
year. Like Star Trek, 26 episodes or whatever, every fucking year, like clockwork. So that's what I want from this fucking show. I want it back next year or at end of this year, however they decide to do it. All right, James, it's been really good fun talking to you about this. What a
Yeah.
fantastic show.
Yep.
Um,
Agreed.
and anyone out there who hasn't seen it, go see it. It's the greatest show on Paramount Plus, in my opinion. Even though I enjoy watching Yellowstone, Tulsa King is the dog's fucking bollocks. To everyone out there on YouTube land, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of. Take care. Thank you, Ginger, everyone. Bye bye.
See you, then. See you, guys.